Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, November 2nd, 2018. It is approximately 2:20 in the afternoon, and as you can see, Mary and I are not in Kansas anymore. Well, Missouri, Kansas City, depending on which side of the river you're on. But hey, we're not home. Where are we? Well, how about a little bit of a tease for you guys? There you go. More on that in a minute. Well, let's walk through these little shops down here and just see what's going on today. And it is absolutely gorgeous out here too. It's about 80 degrees, which is a big plus because when we left Kansas City this morning it was right around 45. So definitely a nice day to be out and about. We got a bowl over there. And we got a little shopping center up here. Let's just walk in here and see what's going on. See what they got. We got a bubblegum shrimp. Mary and I actually ate at the one in Galveston, well, Piedmont, Texas, but it's close enough. The food wasn't really that great, but sitting out on the bay on a hot July night with the breeze blowing in, that was really nice. But we'll pop on in here and see what else is going on. It's like a little shopping mall type deal. We got some massage chairs up here. There's a lot of little souvenir shops. Oh, it's a virtual reality. It kind of looks like that egg that Robin Williams calls out of the Mork and Mindy. I just dated myself, but I guess it's a 3D virtual reality experience. But yeah, it looks like the egg from Mork and Mindy that Robin Williams crawls out of. Let's see, more souvenir shops. The air conditioner feels nice in here, but man, I'd rather be outside on a day like today. Rainforest Cafe. Twin Peaks. We got one of those in Kansas City. I think it's kind of like a little Hooters place. I don't know. I've never been. I really don't care for the food. Everybody's out having a good time today. Alright, so let's just go back outside here. And while we're out here, let's stop and talk about this little development. This is Project City Center. Opened in 2010, cost MGM $9 billion. Actually almost bankrupted the company. They were almost 2 hours away from filing for Chapter 11 when the last of the loans came through to allow them to finish the project, but City Center almost broke MGM, and that's why we have all these resort fees now, because they got to pay for that project. But it has like 6 different hotels, condominiums, different resorts. There's Harrah, the villas, the condos. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't here the last time I was here 10 years ago, so it's nice to see it finally finished as opposed to still under construction. But we'll keep walking. Now, I do apologize if the video is pretty, shaky. It's my first time trying one of these, so I definitely wanted to try it out, but I do apologize again if the video quality isn't the best. I have an imitation GoPro that I borrowed from a friend, and I'm just going to take you guys for a walk down the Boulevard today. It's shooting in 1080p, I think it's like 30 frames per second. I do have internal stabilization on, but yeah, so it's a nice day, take a walk, see what we got out here. Looks like that building's closed. Let's see here. Going down the escalator. It looks like it was a barbecue place at some point. Best barbecue in Las Vegas. Well, obviously you're not the best barbecue if you're closed. I mean, I guess nobody really liked it, but when you're from Kansas City, you tend to be picky about your barbecue. I tend to make good barbecue, at least I think so. Haven't had any complaints yet, but yeah, Kansas City loves their barbecue. So I know you people are wondering, what the heck are you and Mary doing in Vegas? Well, this is actually her birthday present. Her birthday is tomorrow, So let me be the first to say happy birthday to my lovely wife, and she is actually not with me right now. She is enjoying a royal treatment per se, and I'll explain more about that when we get down there. But my goal is to take you guys from about Planet Hollywood down to Mandalay Bay. Now obviously I'm not walking the whole strip, several reasons for that. One, because the strip is 4 miles long. My ass is out of shape and it'd take me 2 hours to walk it all and I'd have to stop in between. So I'm only going to do the southern half, and the reason I chose the southern half, A, because it's close to where we're staying, but a lot of people don't come down this far. There are several good strip walk videos out there. One of them is by the name of Ryan from 4K, and I'll post his video in the link down below. He actually does a really good job with his videos. He does go into casinos. I don't. I'm not going to go into any of them. I don't know the rules about filming. I don't want to get my ass bounced out of the place. So I'm just going to stay on the outside, but his videos are good, and I'll show you where he leaves off here in a second. I'm actually kind of overlapping things a little bit, mainly because I wanted to take care of this little bit of business before we get into the meat of this video. Man, it is nice. The Boulevard today is, it's about what you expect for a Friday afternoon. It's not too crazy yet. It's, like I said, it's about 2:30, so it's starting to pick up. It doesn't look like there's much in this part of the Boulevard, though. Just some souvenir shops. There's Chili's up here, I see. Sort of marketplace, not really a whole lot going on here. And I actually did start this a little further north than what I wanted to, like I said, but I did want to take care of a couple of things. So we'll pan out over here. Let you guys see more city center. The shops of crystals. I actually just walked through there. They're really nice. A lot of high-end stuff. Nothing I can afford, but hey, if you're into that kind of stuff, you know, the more power to you. There's the video towers, the two condos. The architecture is really nice. I like how he did this. We'll continue on. I've got a lot that's changed since I've been here last. Like I said, it's been 10 years, so in between trips, and it's kind of sort of, you know, a long time, but hey, it is what it is. We're here, and that's all that matters, right? Cute little baby. So this has actually changed. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare from the sun. This is the Park MGM. Used to be the Monte Carlo. They've actually redone and rebranded it Park MGM. Didn't go into Monte Carlo last time. There really wasn't much there. I don't think I'll go into the Park MGM either, just because Mary and I have a jam-packed 5 days here. Yeah, it is really, really an awesome day up here. See, we got a little shopping center here, cold beer, one-stop market, mini mart, beer and wine. No, I don't need a cold beer yet, although I could use one, but hey, I got 5 days to get one. I'm sure I'll have a couple at least. More souvenir shops. Like I said, not much going on here in this part of Vegas, but it allows you an opportunity just so, you know, get your thoughts. There's the Park MGM right there. A really good shot of it. Scooter. That'd be a nice way to get around. Traffic's not too bad on the Boulevard today. It's flowing pretty good in this part of the street, so can't really complain too much, especially if you're driving. We did not drive. We flew. We took an early flight in from Kansas City, and we were tired this morning, so we got to the hotel, checked in early, took a nap at Walgreens. These guys are everywhere. I've already passed like 3 or 4 of them. It's a great place to stop, get you something quick to drink. Remember, stay hydrated. Yes, I am drinking water. If you know me, you know I don't drink water, but I'm drinking water today. Waldorf. Continue down here. We're actually starting to get into the meat of what I wanted to talk about. It's coming up. There's a Ross Dress for Less right there. Just keep walking down the boulevard here. So far I haven't had to stop at any pedestrian crossings, which is really good. So up here is going to be the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if you guys can see it yet. This was under construction whenever I was here the last time. They said that was 10 years ago. But this was under construction. We actually did eat at the one over by the Hard Rock Hotel. But that's since closed and moved here. We're not going to the Hard Rock this time. If you know, we do the ballpark tour. We do all 30 major league stadiums. We also go to Hard Rocks. But being in Vegas, we're going to try some other stuff this time. But hey, peace, love, and rock and roll, right? And you got your friendly ABC store. If you guys live in the Waikiki Beach in Hawaii, these are everywhere. Like, sometimes there's 2 or 3 right next to each other. And then, of course, Denny's. Yes, that's probably someplace we will patronize for cheap breakfast. We are actually going to get stopped at this pedestrian crosswalk. I spoke a little too soon. Hopefully it won't be a long one. Park Theater, Park MGM. The T-Mobile Arena is down there. I don't know if you guys can really see it or not. That's where the Golden Knights play. So go Knights go. Right over here is the World of Coca-Cola. I haven't been to this particular one. I have been to the one in Atlanta. And if you guys like soft drinks or Coke like I do, then definitely check that out. It's like 4 floors of Coke products. Don't think my wife will let me go into that one this time around. Man, these lights are long. And more of the T-Mobile Arena, Park MGM. Yes, everybody's starting to walk, so we're going to go ahead and go here just to preserve battery life, because I don't know how long the batteries last in these cameras, and a lot of people are jaywalking anyways, so why not, right? We're going to go around here. Steakhouse, the World of Coca-Cola. Oh, I'm sorry. Marshalls. Not really a fan of Marshalls. Don't really know anybody that shops there anymore. Yes. One place we will go is coming up here on the left. This is M&M's World. This is chocolate heaven. It is 4 floors of nothing but M&M's candy. And so we will probably stop in here, spend some money, get something for the little man. And now the little man actually isn't with us. He is with Nana. We talked about bringing him, but we decided it would be too much. But don't worry, we do miss the guy. We wish he was here. Nana, if you're watching this, give him a hug for us and tell him that we can't wait to see him when we get back. Little food court. So up here on the right is a half-price show ticket trailer. From what I've been told, that if you guys don't have show tickets, you want to see something, go to these trailers. It's basically whatever the hotels didn't sell that night, they take them to here, and then they sell them for half price. You don't know what you're going to get, obviously, because they don't know what they're going to sell until the morning of the show. But hey, if you're just not thinking about what you see, then it might be something worth checking out. T-Mobile. I have a couple friends who work at T-Mobile. I have family members who work at Verizon. Looks like T-Mobile's big in this town though. T-Mobile store here. T-Mobile Arena. And actually we are coming up on the point where the other videos leave off. And I'll show you where that is just as soon as we cross over here. So a lot of videos that actually I've seen on YouTube end up here and they stop, and this is the MGM Grand. And when I say MGM Grand, I mean it is big. When it opened in 1993, it was the largest hotel in the world. Now it's down to like number 3. But hey, 1, 3, what's the difference, right? It's still pretty big, and I'll show you just how big it is here in a few minutes. Not really much in here. It is themed classic Hollywood, although they took a lot of the theming out. They do have the Circus Bellagio car. That's the one we're going to see later on in the week. They also have the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And if you're a fight fan like I am, definitely seeing a fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena is on the bucket list. Here's the poster for Ka. Although the Circus Bellagio, it actually looks pretty good, and we got a reasonable price on it. But that's what my lovely wife wanted to see, and by God, it's her birthday. We're going to do what she wants to do because this is her trip. So we've got a couple street performers out there too. So one of the cool things about the MGM Grand is coming up around here. It is going to be right around the corner. Now, I want you guys all to stop and say hello to my little friend. And by little, I don't mean little. That poster he's sitting on is 25 feet tall. The gold statue of Leo the Lion is going to be 40 feet tall. So grand total is 65 feet. And you may say, wow, that looks pretty big from street level. When we get across the street, I'll show you how big it is compared to the hotel. And yeah, it's nothing compared to the size of this place. You'll see how big the MGM really is. So let's go ahead. We'll go on up. Thankfully, the up escalators are working today. So we're going to go up here. We're going to go around here.
Work again. Okay.
And we will stop here. Now that was the Tropicana. Normally the Tropicana doesn't have much in it. I did want to stop here and talk about it mainly because it is 60 years old. They have recently just changed ownership for about the 4th or 5th time in the last 6 years. So don't know how much longer it is going to be here. I do miss the classic hotels, especially the Riviera. There was some good food there. Tropicana is going to be probably the next one to go down to Circus. Not really sure what's going on with Circus. It is 60 years old as well, and in major need of a renovation. But yeah, the Tropicana is definitely a flashback to old Vegas. We'll turn around here. Let you see that view. That is simply breathtaking. I love this town. Now let's just continue on, and somebody please start playing Sinatra because I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. And this is definitely one of, if not my favorite hotels on the entire strip. It has a lot of everything. There's the nightlife, there's the architecture like New York City, the Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building. There's a Brooklyn Bridge. They do a really good job with the theme of this place. The theme is like incorporated in everything, even the handles on the doors. I'll show you those here in a second. Our Statue of Liberty torches. And Mary and I actually almost stayed here this trip, but I got a really good deal at our hotel that we are at. But it was kind of hard to say no to New York, just because of, I think they got the Brooklyn Bridge over there. Got the New York skyline. Hershey's Chocolate World.
Hershey World.
And then as you guys can see, the door handles are the Statue of Liberty torches. I mean, they thought of everything when they themed this place. It is really, really, really a good place. So we'll continue on. New York, the greatest city in Las Vegas for sure. New York. Statue of Liberty, let freedom ring. She's got the Knights jersey on again. Go Knights, go. It's hard to believe this town has become a hockey town in just 1 year. We will continue on. Once I get out of the sun, I'll pan up, let you guys see the Statue of Liberty. I just don't want that glare from the sun in everybody's face. Of course, the 9/11 memorial. There she is, holding it high. Definitely let freedom ring. The roller coaster New York going through there. But replica of New York Harbor now, toasty guys. It may be only 80 degrees out here, but definitely please make sure you do drink plenty of water. It is the desert. Don't want to dehydrate. And it looks like all the up escalators are working, thankfully. New York. If only they had a replica of Yankee Stadium or Madison Square Garden, then it would be complete. But yes, the greatest city in Las Vegas. Now remember how I was talking about the line at the MGM Grand being 60 feet high? Well, there it is compared to the rest of that hotel. You can really see how big that place is. It's huge. And as we come down over here, there is home for the next 5 days. So, Dilly. That is the Excalibur Hotel. Named after the mythical sword of King Arthur. And believe me guys, this is definitely a place that is for the many and not the few. They have a lot of everything. Something for all ages. And of course, they got the casino for the kids. They've got the spa for mom, and that's actually where Mary is right now. She's getting an hour massage and a 50-minute and a 90-minute pedicure, so she's over there getting pampered. But even for the kids, they have the Fun Dungeon arcade. They have the Tournament of the Kings dinner show, and I've seen that. That is an absolutely amazing show. They give you a whole chicken. They give you red potatoes. They give you an apple turnover and tomato soup. And yes, because it is medieval, you do eat with your hands. But yeah, that is definitely a fun place to eat and stay and enjoy. The only thing I don't recommend about Excalibur is the buffet there. That is one thing that I would change. So we're going to move on. Finish going down the Boulevard here. And that's what I love about Vegas, is the fact that you can go around the world in about 4.5 miles. You can go from the South Pacific and Mandalay Bay to Egypt, to feudal England, New York City, Hollywood, Paris, Lake Como, Italy, Rome, the Caribbean, French Polynesia, Carnival. It is definitely a place where if you want to see the world, you can. Especially if you're like me and will probably never get to cities like Venice or Paris or any place like that. The attention to detail in some of these hotels is absolutely phenomenal, and it makes you do feel like you are in those particular cities or countries. It's probably the closest I'll get to going overseas. But hey, it's still pretty darn cool and pretty darn close. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare, but there's the castle again. Excalibur. But yes, the architecture in this city is fascinating. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go to Vegas. I don't want to go to Vegas. It's not my type. Well, Vegas is what you make of it. And that's what I tell everybody. Like, I don't come to gamble. I really don't play that much. But I do like the architecture. I like the shows. It's one of those places that you can find something to fit your style. You don't have to club or go into the whole Sin City of aspect. And like I said, if anything, just come and look at these buildings, because some of the finest architecture you're going to see anywhere. Now, obviously, people's opinions are better. Some are better than others. I have my own criterion for how I rate. I do have my top 5. And my top 5 is not really, per se, one separated from the other. They're all really close, like on a scale of 1 to 10. Like my top 5 is 9.2 to 9.8. But my criterion and how I rate them is definitely, first of all, themes. I'm a sucker for the corny theme stuff. I do like the theme stuff. How well is it themed? How do you incorporate the theme? Like New York, New York. How well do you, use your theme in everything placement-wise? How well do you convey that? Number 2 is obviously what is there to do besides the casino? Like, what other aspects does the hotel offer? And then also, is it affordable? Because, if you're on a budget like we are, sometimes you can't go for the high-end stuff, but it's still nice to walk through and look at. So affordability and what do you offer besides the casino? And number 3, fun factor. Do you have fun there? I've been to some hotels where you get a good hand and you can scream and holler and they'll let you carry on. I've been to some hotels where you do that and they look at you like you're out of place. So my top 5, number 5, Paris. I love the theme. I love when you walk into the casino, it actually looks like you're in a Parisian park. There is a wrought iron gate or sculpture over the table games. The ceiling's painted. And of course, they got the half-scale Eiffel Tower that you can go up in for like $10. It's a really good view. Highly recommend it. It's a little on the pricey side, that's why it's number 5. But I do like Paris. Number 4 is the Bellagio. Obviously, the fountains at the Bellagio is what everybody comes to see. They do have the glass sculpture in the lobby. They also have the conservatory. But other than that, not really much to do at the Bellagio if you don't gamble or you're not like going to a spa. And it really is one of those high-end places that's just way out of budget. Number 3, the Mirage, French Polynesia. The theme there is absolutely wonderful. They have a rainforest atrium right when you walk in, and you can definitely see some plants from Southeast Asia. They also have the dolphin habitat, which is really cool if you like wildlife, you like dolphins. That's definitely something to see. White tigers, lions, obviously live dolphins in the showroom. They have some really good clubs. I don't know if you're into clubbing, but of course the volcano out front. Free show on the Boulevard right there. Definitely an explosion. Really cool to see. Check it out. And then 1B and 1A, like we talked about earlier, Excalibur, New York, New York. I mean, those places are just fun. They've got stuff for everybody. Those are like 9.8, 9.7. The Excalibur buffet kind of took a little bit off of that, but still pretty close. And if I had $100 more to save for the trip, we'd probably would have booked New York instead. But I also could have had a little more fun with Excalibur and the whole medieval scene with the with Mary's birthday, so that's why I decided to go with Excalibur. But we're actually crossing the street here, and we are coming up on another one of the themed hotels, and this one is actually an honorable mention. I'll show you when we get around here. Lots of signs. What's good about this part of the boulevard is hardly anybody comes down here. You can see it's a lot less crowded than what it was earlier. We're going to get stopped by the pedestrian walk again. The sun is just glaring, man. You can't really see it right now. The airport's right over there. You can hear the planes taking off. Sometimes it actually looks like the planes are going to land right on the boulevard, though. The lights are really, really long here. Alright. Well, maybe. That sun's starting to get rather warm now because it's just beating down. Hopefully it'll be a full night tonight. Mary and I are actually going to Fremont Street. I'm going to take this GoPro, strap it on, and go down the Slotzilla zip line head first and see if I can't scare the crap out of myself and show her what kind of a party Fremont Street can be on a Friday night. It's like the light's changing. There it goes. Once we get past this sign, I'll show you the hotel that we're talking about. You can kind of tell what it is right now. It's better once we can actually see it. This is the Egyptian-themed Luxor Hotel. It is the third largest pyramid in the world behind the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramid at Memphis, I think, is a little bit bigger. One of the other pyramids of Giza may be just a tad bigger, the same size, but it's like 3 or 4 in the world. Luxor is cool. It gets an honorable mention in my book. They did take a lot of the Egyptian theme out, so that kind of, takes away from it. But my cousin and her husband stay here all the time, and they love it. He always wins big at the craps tables there most of the time, so the tables are good at least. But they do have a lot of theming out front. I've got these guys, the goat statues. Somebody's getting their picture taken up on the Ramsey statue there. Everybody's having a good time today, and how can you not? Cab drivers are insane. The replica of the Sphinx out front is a 2-times scale of the Great Sphinx of Giza. They were going to make a full scale, but it would only, not even compare to the size of the pyramid. There's a better look at the pyramid now. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but on top of the pyramid they have the 32 xenon lights that produce 42 billion candle power. They, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Wow. 42 billion candle power they say can be seen from space. I don't think that's true. You can see, however, all over from Las Vegas, so if you're ever lost, look for the light at the Luxor. You can find your way. There's the Sphinx. Again, that sun is just brutal. It's beating down. The obelisk. The Luxor. And we're coming up on the end of our walk here. Before we do that, I do need to pause right here. Who can forget what happened almost a year ago, or a little over a year ago? That terrible tragedy where 58 people lost their lives. We'll pause for a moment and honor them. I'm not going to dwell on that. All I can say is, in this town, who can do something like that? Alright, whatever. More of the Luxor. There's a better view of the Sphinx. One of the three monorail boulevards. There's this one that runs between Mandalay Bay and Excalibur. There's one that runs between the Mirage and Treasure Island. And there's the main Las Vegas monorail that does run between MGM and SLS. It runs almost the entire length of the Boulevard. If you don't want to walk, that's definitely something to take. And it's actually rather cheap. I think it's like $5 for a 24-hour pass. $15 for a 3-day pass. Relatively inexpensive. And there is the Mandalay Bay. Gold Hotel definitely sticks out. You can see it for miles along with the rest of the buildings here. Mandalay Bay, there really isn't much in there. They do have the Shark Reef Aquarium, which is kind of cool. It's small, but it's really nice. I actually know the guy who runs it. Jack Jewell's a really cool guy, so if you see Jack Jewell, make sure you tell him hi. They have the House of Blues, and there's one of the Janet jets taking off. I don't know if you can see that, the plane with the red stripe on it. Joint Air Network Employee Transportation. It's one of the Area 51 planes. We don't know what they do or where they go. But that is really cool. Sorry I had to show you that. They do have the Foundation Room in Mandalay Bay. They have the House of Blues. They have the Mandalay Bay Events Center, which gets a lot of UFC fights. So if you guys like to see UFC fights, that's the place to go. But other than that, Mandalay Bay. They do have the beach. Their beach is famous for all the party teenagers, 20-year-olds, not really into beach parties. The boar statues up here are pretty cool. Well, it looks like we're approaching Mandalay Bay. It's going to be the end of this little stroll down the boulevard. Hope you guys enjoy it. My name is Josh. I will post the videos of Ryan's walkthroughs of my top 5 casinos in the description, as well as his strip walk, so you guys can see the north end of the boulevard. But we'll cross over here to Mandalay Bay. I'll stop talking, and I'll just leave you guys with the sights and sounds of the South Pacific. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the trip down the boulevard, and we'll see you here in a bit in Fremont Street later on. welcome.
Thank you.